Hey there, YoPro Know audience. First off, I want to wish you and your family and friends a very happy holiday season. What a year it's been, right? I definitely did not think at the beginning of this year that I would be sitting here today in mid-December reflecting on the year that it has been. And so I am excited to take a few minutes today and reflect on 2020, but also to share what we've learned and how that's helping us apply into 2021. So if you are willing to stick with me for a few minutes, here we go. So as I mentioned, the beginning of the year, we had blogs only. It was just blog posts where I interviewed young professionals. And at the start of the new year, I decided to pivot and start adding some new content. So new contributors, people writing in, and that has proven to be very, very popular. And it's something that we're going to continue into 2021, which I'm excited about. From a kind of bird's eye view, we interviewed over 100 people this year from across 5 different countries, 30 different states, and countless industries. I want to pause because I'm really proud of that. I have loved meeting these young professionals. Everyone connects me to the next interview. And so it just proves that everyone is so interconnected. And that has been such a joy for me in this process. I'm learning so much about different industries, about different people that I can then connect you with. And so that's really the beauty of the YoPro Know. We started a monthly free networking series to connect you with others outside of your immediate network. We began offering individualized career consulting, so based on my connections across the world in various industries based on these interviews to help connect you with the right profession for you. We started a podcast and YouTube series, which has been widely popular, and we're going to continue doing that next year as well. We were on other podcast series, which has allowed us to grow organically, grow that audience. We developed partnerships with companies like Packer, Next Level Career Consulting, Macmillan Consulting, Wallaco, Way of Life Athletic Company, and Phonetic Eyewear, never breaking from our brand of interviewing young professionals at these companies to give you the behind the scenes look at the product. So not just selling the product, but really showing you the person behind the industry in that specific company. We had 6 interns throughout the year and 5 ambassadors, so people who reached out to me looking to help grow the YoPro Know in any capacity. And we expanded our network immensely, helping young professionals maximize their young professional careers, both inside and outside of the office. And that's one thing that is very important to me that we continue doing long beyond this year. So what did I learn? If you know me, one thing I love to do is reflect and journal. And that is no exception for the YoPro Know this year. I've done a lot of reflecting, which really has expanded over the last few months, not just in December. But like 2019, I made many mistakes this year in my business. By that, I mean, I've tried many different avenues and I've seen some of them fail. I thought an ambassador program would be a huge success, and about 4 people signed up. So that I would attribute to a failure, even though it really is not a failure because I figured out that it wasn't something that was going to help grow my business like I thought it would. But I've also tried a lot of avenues that have really worked, really worked. And that has helped me continue to grow the audience. I'm learning what these things are every day, and I'm proud of where we have come. Another thing I've learned is that LinkedIn is definitely our biggest platform by far, and there will be a large return if we continue to maximize this as one of our main platforms. Podcast and video series was the way to go. I really attribute Lindsay McMillian, who's one of my mentors and also a partner of ours with McMillian Consulting. I really attribute a lot of my success this year to her because she, back in April, was like, why aren't you interviewing people, on Zoom? Why aren't you doing a face-to-face interview? This is kind of the new times. And since then, I've seen a huge spike in growth. And so thank you, Lindsay, if you're watching. I've also learned that out of the hundreds of interviews I've had since the very beginning, so not even in 2020, the biggest takeaways remain: work cannot be your life. You need to have a balance. It cannot be your life. 2, don't let age be a factor in the office. 3, you spend way too much time at work to hate it. That's a popular one. 4, it's okay if you don't love your job. You need to start somewhere. 5, don't limit yourself. And 6, if you're really feeling spunky, ask people out on friend dates. Being a young professional doesn't just mean being inside the office. You need to have friends outside of the office too. So one of my favorite takeaways once was just ask people on friend dates. It's kind of awkward at first, but you just got to do it. So they're not all, so serious like that. But I recognize that sharing these takeaways will not automatically solve the problems that you face as young professionals. So that's what's helping me gear up for 2021. So what's next? Many of you might be wondering. I know that I often wonder that. After identifying these main problems that YoPros face, I've spent a lot of time over the last few months figuring out, what are you facing as a young professional? Because I'm a young professional, but a lot of my problems, yeah, you might face them as well, but there are so many others because we're all different. And so I've been doing a lot of research, figuring out what are those problems. And so in 2020, I'm going to make it my mission to provide the best practices for facing these challenges and obstacles head on, based on the interviews that I've had with over hundreds of young professionals. Because at the end of the day, I'm not the expert, right? But I am interviewing hundreds of people that have overlapping advice that we can really help you figure out what the best practices are to solving these problems that you face as a young professional, and what we can do to maximize your young professional career. Other things that are next, I'm writing a lot of new content this month that will start to be released in January. Similar to what I just mentioned, providing those best practices, planning on turning that into an ebook at some point in the new year. I'm working on providing you with the best resources to find your dream job, to find passion in what you're doing, learning how to cope with the challenges that come with being a YoPro, and more through online courses and more online networking groups. So those are two things I'm excited about launching. So stay tuned for that as well. I have big hopes for YoPro Know, and invite you to join the conversation by inviting your friends, inviting your peers, inviting your parents. They might not be YoPros, but it's important for them to understand what goes on in our crazy heads of ours, millennial heads. We have grown organically because of you, and will continue to grow because of your help. I want this platform to help all young professionals find purpose in their lives, both inside and outside of the office. Our young professional years go quickly, and we need to maximize them to the best of our ability. And so that is what I'm helping you with here. I hope that you will join today by subscribing to our weekly newsletter that's found on any page in our website, or follow all of our social platforms. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and our YouTube channel, which I encourage you to subscribe to as well. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who has supported me in this journey. My family, who have been there since the beginning, my friends, my coworkers at the Greenville Area Parkinson's Society, my mentor, Derek Peterson. I have several mentors, but Derek has really helped me take the YoPro Know to the next level. My YoPro Know partners, who I mentioned earlier today, and you. Being part of the YoPro Know audience, you have really transformed this experience, and I'm really looking forward to what is to come in 2021. So again, happy holidays. Thanks for sticking with the YoPro Know, and I hope that you stay in the know and be the know in 2021. Thanks.